Welcome to another episode of Explicitly Unbiased. NFL Week 8 is officially in the books. We're going to go game by game for our instant reaction, plus our NFL Week 9 picks. There's a new opening in the SEC, and we're going to tell you which head coaching candidates would fit that best job. And of course, our featured matchups for Week 10 in college football. Caleb, hit that intro.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Explicitly Unbiased. I'm Caleb. He's Gerardo. Gerardo, how are you on this fine Tuesday morning?
Man, if I was any better, I would definitely be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, I mean, yeah, just a real awesome turnaround for them. We'll get into that the last game that we go over. Obviously, we're a day late into our new format we wanted to do. I'm an idiot. I left my microphone at home, so we had to do it on Tuesday morning. So you'll have it all in one. You're gonna have every game from this week, every game coming up, and all the college football stuff we usually do. And I'm gonna try my best to keep it under 2 hours. You know us. We like to yap. We ramble. But we're certainly going to try our best here. So, Gerardo, let's just get right into this recap, starting with Thursday Night Football last week.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was not Thursday.
No,
God,
not the Unk Bowl. That was we are at I believe Thursday night was it was the Vikings and the Chargers, I believe, right?
Correct, Amundo. And the Los Angeles Chargers in their awesome dark blue uniforms.
A little bit underrated by them.
A
little bit underrated uniform from them.
Yeah, I honestly like them more than the powder blues they got on right now, but to each their own. The Chargers beat the Vikings 37-10. Justin Herbert, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kimani Vidal, 117 yards on the ground on 23 carries and a touchdown. Lad McConkey, the leading receiver, 88 yards on 6 catches and a score. The Chargers just throttled these guys. There's no other way to put it. I mean, on National Tight Ends Week, Aronde Gadsden, the second, the tight end, number 86, 5 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. This was just kind of an old-fashioned, old-school beatdown by the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm. Plus a nice little game for Justin Herbert, kind of like in that MVP level that we expect of him to play. The big notable note from all this is that Carson Wentz is done for the year now.
Yep, season-ending shoulder injury.
That means a sticky note of yours may come to fruition, my friend, because who saw the field when he went down?
My guy, Max Brosmer.
Yep, and all indications still that JJ is not ready to see the field. They still have the training wheels on this man.
Has there been news that he might not play this week?
Well, let's see, because that means your sticky note comes true.
Minnesota. No, just Google JJ McCarthy. Come on, Caleb. You're better than this. JJ McCarthy news. Bleacher Nation.
There you go.
Says
Shout
that
out Bleacher Nation.
JJ McCarthy is back as Carson Wentz. I guess Diana Rossini reported that JJ McCarthy is in line to start in Week 9 against Detroit.
Alrighty. So there we go. The train wheels are finally off.
No Brosmer. It's unfortunate.
Not yet, at least.
No, but Carson Wentz was horrible, man.
He was. It was the typical Carson Wentz experience that you get. I mean, he's just never been the same since what happened to him at Philly.
Yeah, that knee injury just kind of took the wind out of his sails, and he just hasn't been right since.
Mm-hmm. But it was a solid win by the Chargers. I think great all-around game by them. I do think they have like a very underrated pass rush too, even after losing Joey Bosa to free agency.
Yeah, they're finally putting together kind of like their early season makeup, but could it be too little too late with the Chiefs starting to come around?
I mean, yeah, them or the Broncos too. Mm-hmm.
At least the Raiders still suck for them, but yeah, nothing really much to say about Thursday Night Football. Just
I mean, still the little bit inconsistency too on the run game. I would still say with Najee Harris going down and Hampton, So like they are, but granted, also they are playing with a lot of backup. Like they are this year's 49ers. Like with how many injuries they are suffering. And surprisingly, I was I was very high on the Vikings pass rush, their defense going after this very injured offensive line for the Chargers. And I'm very surprised that they did not capitalize on that.
Seriously, kind of an underwhelming performance from our guy Brian Flores.
Seriously, because like you look at a recipe for disaster, right? Like they're out here rocking with like dang near fifth stringers at like tackle, and you have two amazing edge guys out there, and yeah, that really revamped defensive line by them and front seven. And you're telling me that you let Justin Herbert have that much time to put up 3 touchdowns on you and look like an MVP? Like that's tough sledding. And also they have that well of a run game too. When the fact that their two starting running backs are down for the like almost for the year. So
Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, I mean, the Vikings, they're not in a position where JJ McCarthy, if you're one of the cult members, where you feel super comfortable about what he's coming back into. I mean, Wentz
mm-mm.
took 5 sacks
Yep.
on Thursday night. Well, it's going to be a
When
lot of the same that JJ found in week
oh
one and
yeah.
two.
And the only thing that JJ's been consistent with is getting hurt so far in his NFL career. So Max Brosner, let's get ready, baby. Let's make that sticky note come true.
Dude, we want to see a Minnesota Gopher, UNH Wildcat, Minnesota Vikings success story. I mean,
Damn
that's
right
what
we
we're all
do.
here for.
Exactly.
Who cares about this Michigan,
Whatever.
prep
This
boy,
dude who's always been on a part of winning programs his whole life and never faced adversity until he finally came to the NFL.
It just, don't you guys just want to support the feel good story of a?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's so weird. Like they cheer for Adam Thielen. Why wouldn't you cheer for this guy?
I mean, let me just give you the
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 lore.
outline of Max Brosmer here. I mean,
Yeah.
born in Davenport, Iowa,
Come on now. That sounds like such a Minnesota thing. You got to root for guys like this.
moved to Roswell, Georgia in middle school,
Okay.
and he attended Roswell Centennial High School. I mean, if you ever heard about Roswell, Georgia,
I know Roswell, New Mexico, and I know that supposedly there was aliens there, so I'm assuming Georgia.
92,000 people, real old town, kind of a Georgia scene for sure. On the outskirts of Atlanta, like this is just a guy he came from nothing really.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to UNH, and he was a starter as a true freshman. Completed 183 of 311 passes in his freshman year. He had to deal with a torn ACL, like medical red shirt. He's won a couple awards in the NCAA Division One.
So the
That
dude
kind
is
of
the opposite of
scene.
JJ, is what we're getting at. He's
This
the
guy
opposite.
grinds. This guy grinds.
Yeah.
He threw for 3,400 yards and 29 touchdowns at UNH in 2023.
Come on now.
And with the Gophers, he was more than respectable. 2,600 yards, and that's a lot for a Gopher quarterback. If you guys know anything about how they play, 17 touchdowns, 5 picks. Also, kind of a threat on the ground. No big deal. Like this guy's just a grinder. First team FCS All American in 23. First team All CAA in 2023. Like, how could you not? How could you not
Yeah.
just want to see this happen? There's my Max brother a minute.
There you go. See, I mean, like I think he should be the dude. Why not?
It's hard. It's a success story we can all get behind. Unlike the failure story that is the Miami Dolphins and Mike McDaniel.
But it would have didn't they
They
beat
did win.
Atlanta.
They did
Yes.
win 34-10.
They're prolonging this firing is what
Yeah.
they're doing.
I don't know what's going on. I mean,
Tua
Tua
with the
Tagovailoa
pink
throws
eye.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah, with a pink eye. That's not actually what actually happened. He just had a swollen left eye. That's all it was, but I'm calling it pink eye.
His brain is just so concussed that it started to squeak out.
Yeah. We're gonna automatically protect you.
Jalen Waddle, 5 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Lake Washington with a score. Devon A. Chain with a score. Ollie Gordon with a score.
Mm-hmm. Everybody got one.
We saw the return of our guy Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and we see why he's on the bench.
21 of 31, 173 yards.
Oh my god! And first of all, if you're BJ Robinson fantasy owners, you do not want to see Kirk see this field.
Nope.
Yeah, like he was
9
just
carries, 25 yards.
It was bad. It was
Through
bad.
the
But
air,
also
3
no
catches,
Drake
22
London
yards.
too. No Drake London this game. He was
Kyle Pitts had a half decent game.
Yeah.
I wanted Kirk to have a really good day because I think the league is better with him in it. Did not prove my point today.
But it's so weird, right? Because why win this game if you're the Dolphins? You know what I mean? Like, you won. There's no saving this team. One, you're not going to the playoffs. All you're doing is accumulating more and more picks, more and more wins to get away from a good pick. And the culture's already ass there, and McDaniels is a walking corpse. He just straight up doesn't care. Why even bother to try? Now, granted, guys could be playing for contracts, which I totally get, but I don't know. That's not a team I want nothing to be a part of.
No, but I have a hard time. This was a huge deal. I experienced it firsthand when the Patriots were losing games last year.
Mm-hmm.
We need to lose for the number 1 overall pick. Blah 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 blah. And I didn't understand how you could reasonably think that these players are going to lose on purpose. These coaches are going to lose on purpose.
The only thing is, the argument I have against that is Pat McAfee and Robert Mathis kind of exposing the Colts when they lost on purpose to get Andrew Luck.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard their story of it.
Yeah, so Pat McAfee had Robert Mathis on early on before they moved to ESPN, and Robert Mathis explained that sometimes they would call plays that they did not at all practice with, and then they will just kind of pretend to be stupid and be like, how do you not know how to do that? And they're like, we don't know what play that is. And that's how they say that they kind of sucked for luck, was that they would install plays that they do not know, that the players did not know what were. But it would just be like a base 4-3 formation and be like, hey, just do this. And they'd be like, I don't know what that is. And they'd be like, how do you not know? It was essentially coaches pretending to be stupid. And
who was the coach of the Colts in 2011?
What was that, Jim Caldwell? Was it Jim Caldwell when they went 1-15?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. 2011 Colts. Because I want to know if he actually kept his job after that.
He went to Detroit, didn't he?
Yeah, and Chuck Pagano replaced him. So that didn't even work.
Yep.
So that's what I mean. You can't tell me these guys are.
Oh no, I'm not saying
are losing on purpose.
I'm not saying that they're losing on purpose. It's just weird that all of a sudden, you want to try? You could have been doing this. I would have. I mean, going into this, I'm sure on our pick'em we had Atlanta winning, and but I don't see.
Yeah, but we had Miami covering, so
well, there we go. Good for us. But yeah, I just think that going forward, I don't think Tua's a quarterback of this. You only have Waddle and your 2 running backs, I think, are the only things you're keeping on this team. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, and then what do you make of these bipolar Falcons?
It is what it is. I mean, that division is literally the Bucs. It literally is the Buccaneers to run away with, and there's not going to be another representative in that division at all. It's a whole bunch of teams fighting for mediocrity, and then one team who's really bad.
2 teams are really bad because the Panthers are fake good.
It's very true. That team is makes no sense.
Or fake impressive, I should say. We'll get to them.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a team who entered the win column for the first time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The New York Jets. Aaron Glenn's New York Jets beat the Bengals 39-38. As far as a box score goes,
Breece Hall went off. He had 3 total touchdowns?
Yep, 133 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
And he threw a touchdown. Yep.
To
Justin Fields' rare game that he threw for over 50 yards.
Yep, 244 yards and a score. Also 31 yards on the ground. 21-32. I mean, shocker that his completion percentage cleared 50% for sure. Not a bad day for Joe Flacco on the other side of the ball. 21-34, 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. Samaje Perine and Chase Brown both having real solid days. But the story here is that Jamar Chase got targeted 12 times for 91 yards.
The real story is, how pissed off is Joe Burrow that y'all can't beat the Jets and go 500? Like, the Steelers lost. That we'll get to that. The Ravens didn't look that like, they looked all right, but that's still a winnable. Like, the Bengals could be set up where even with Joe Burrow being down till week 13, we could still win this division. And y'all fumbled damn near probably the easiest layup at all in their schedule with Joe Burrow gone.
You get a big division win on Thursday Night Football last week, and then here you just crap the bed.
Seriously. And the only thing more matter than that, it's me with probably not going with my pick, saying that there's no way the Jets go defeated, and a little bit upset that I didn't take them in this. But look, good for the Jets. I mean, Breece Hall, like, he needs to be traded. Seriously. I think even despite when we're going to get to the Chiefs, I think he would fit the Chiefs so well offensively.
And Pacheco might be out for a little while.
I think Breece Hall, like, that is outside of some pass rushers that are hitting the market. Like, I really think Breece Hall needs to be
exactly what they wanted Clyde Edwards-Helaire to be when they drafted him in the first
literally like, you cannot pick a more perfect marriage right now for Breece Hall and that offense. Like, it is exactly what they want. He can really tote the ball really well. If you want somebody with a heart, you already got the guy who gets a hard yards with, Hunt, and he's also like a goal line merchant, which is something you don't need Hall to do. And he's also unbelievably effective in the passing game. And I think that is a trade made in heaven right there. Like, that would
What do
be
you think Breece Hall's worth to a Kansas City Chiefs team?
I mean, no running back's worth more than a third. So, but
if you're the Chiefs, could you justify giving up a first?
You can justify a second. No,
if they're going to go win the Super Bowl.
No, because
because that's the move they make if they think they can win the Super Bowl.
And I don't think you're giving up a first. You probably do a second and a fourth. I bet.
I can see them giving up a first for Breece Hall.
If it's like a future first, it's not going to be like this year's first. Like, I could see that, because, like, I don't know his contract situation. I don't know if he's going to be.
He's still on his rookie deal.
Oh, okay. So that means what? You're going to maybe get 2 years of him? You're only going to get like 2 years of him?
I mean, how much are you willing to give up for a Super Bowl?
But what would
the final year of his rookie deal?
Okay, so I'm not giving a first round pick for a guy who may not re-sign with us on a not a premium position.
How much would you give up for a Super Bowl, Jordan?
If not for a running back, I wouldn't give up nothing. I'm okay with that.
He'd be their best offensive weapon, not named Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but I don't think, because look at it. What other running backs in this league would be first round picks?
Bijan.
Yeah. Okay. I would give up a first round pick for Bijan Robinson if I'm the Chiefs. I would go hit up Atlanta first before I would go get Breece Hall. Like, I could justify that. I can't justify a first round pick for Breece Hall. I could justify maybe like a second this year and a future first, maybe, because, like, when we're talking first overall picks, like, one, like, that is gold, right?
What about a second that could become a first if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl?
Like a compensatory pick? Oh, that wouldn't be too
like a
bad.
conditional, like a second.
Conditional?
A second that could become a first.
That's not too bad, because I'm okay with, hey, if it doesn't work out, I just lost a second. If it did work out, you're picking 32. That makes sense. If you're giving up a hard first round pick, and let's say the Chiefs, one, don't win their division, and then they end up like playing, they get bounced out in the wild card. You just gave up like pick 24 for that. That's a bit of a premium pick to somebody like the Jets, who's going to have 2 picks in the first round now, one of which is probably going to be the number 1 overall pick, and then they can package that to get even more. Like,
who's USC's quarterback, so we can prepare to who's going to die.
Oh God, another number 14. Believe it or not, another number 14. But no, I think at the end of the day, I think Brees Hall is the number one target in for I think Super Bowl teams right now. I would go after him.
Speaking of potential Super Bowl teams, not the Cleveland Browns. They lost to the New England Patriots.
But dude, Miles Garrett, did you see his stat line this
5 sacks.
game?
Yep.
Insane.
That guy's a beast. I mean, Will Campbell did his damn best and he still gave up 2.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, listen, Miles Garrett, I don't know
It's
why
Miles
you're
Garrett. I mean, what are you going to do?
Miles Garrett, I don't know why you're throwing a pity party. You signed up to play in Cleveland for the rest of your life, bro. You chose that life. You chose it. You could have played for anybody. And I think that I think the Browns low key should have traded him. I think they would have received so much more assets back to
They
set
would have
them up
secured a
for
couple firsts.
what, like 3 minimum.
But yeah, the Patriots win 32-13. Drake May, 18-24, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 bonehead interception. Dylan Gabriel on the other side of the ball, 21-35, 156, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. They did not have a good day rushing by any means. The Patriots, I mean, their leading rusher was Travion Henderson, 10 carries for 75 yards. His longest carry was of 27. Drake May, 7 for 50. The Patriots' leading receiver was, believe it or not, Mac Hollins, 7
Mm-hmm.
catches for 89 yards. Keyshawn
Always been a
Booty,
big
3 for
fan of him.
75 and a score. Stephon Diggs, 3 catches, 14 yards, but his first NFL touchdown as a New England Patriot. Hunter Henry was a touchdown as well. Harold Fannin Jr. showed up for National Tight Ends Day, 6 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown, as well as Njoku, 4 for 37 and a touchdown. But as we said, Myles Garrett, 5 sacks, pitches a storm on the sideline because he signed a contract that absolutely nobody made him. But yeah, Patriots improved to 6-2. Where do you want to start here, Gerardo?
With the text message I sent you that Drake May is a top 5 to top 3 quarterback in this league right now, and he is an elite quarterback as of 2025. Straight up. I've always been a fan of him. I thought he was the number 1 overall quarterback. I was a little bit bigger fan of him than Caleb Williams coming out of college because what me and Caleb talk about, like how I'm a big adversity guy, especially when you need that in your position. Drake May carried that really, really shitty UNC team to 9 wins that year, I
Twice.
believe. Yeah. Well, the team that he inherited after, what was it? The guy who ended up going to the Commanders, he was actually pretty decent too.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. Like Sam Howell was a really good guy. I really liked that team. He inherited like all those juniors kind of left early, that UNC team. That was a really good UNC team that left kind of early. If they all would have stayed their senior year, that could have low key been a playoff team in college football. But they all left, and then some did return. And that was what Sam Howell's was that his sophomore season, I believe, because he was a true freshman. Drake May was a sophomore his first starting year, right, at UNC. And
That sounds
that
right.
and that team was talented. The team after that, bro, that was just Drake May and a whole bunch of walk-ons. Like that team was unbelievably bad, and he dragged that team to like a really, really respectable 9 wins. And where Caleb Williams was surrounded by success, he had Lincoln Riley as a head coach. And not for nothing, Mac Brown's not even coaching in college
So he got
anymore.
replaced with an even older, even fatter.
An even shittier coach. But I've always been a fan of Drake May. I seriously, if this dude had any of the weapons that some of these young quarterbacks had, it would not even be funny. Seriously, it would not even be funny.
And we see him with guys who are like NFL competent, which we didn't see last year.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Hollins, an NFL competent receiver. Keyshawn Booty, somehow, some way, finally, an NFL competent receiver.
Bob
Stephon
Douglas
Diggs,
is pretty decent too. From time to time, Hunter Henry's pretty decent.
and with an NFL competent, and I would even argue. Okay, I'm sick of the Josh McDaniel slander. That guy is a top 5 offensive coordinator in this league.
100% he is. He's just the opposite end when it comes to a head coach.
Head
It's
coaching
like
doesn't know what he's doing, and that's okay.
like to me, Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien is a great NFL head coach. He's just a really shitty NFL GM.
Which there's some theories out there that maybe he was taking that job on purpose at the end, but we don't need to dive into that.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like to me, like I've always trusted McDaniels to be a great offensive coordinator. I would never trust him to be a head coach. He's screwed over the AFC West twice doing that. But I mean, the Patriots, if you there are two pieces out there that if the Patriots get, I think would be so dumb talented for them. Max Crosby or AJ Brown. I do not care what Philadelphia keeps saying. To me, the longer they keep saying he's not available means he is available. He just hasn't been available for the right price. I think if you get AJ Brown, who's clearly disgruntled there, and we'll get to Philly in a bit, but like, or Max Crosby on that, you get Mad Max with Mike Vrabel, bro. Get out of town. Like,
Patriots need pass rush help bad.
mm-hmm. I am a little bit disappointed in Harold Landry this year with y'all.
Hot
Be,
start, and he hasn't shown up since.
and because your best one is what the former LSU guy,
Clavion Chason.
yeah, and he's serviceable. He's a great two. I would have never. I would not build my D line around him as my number one pass rush.
And Barmore was benched the entire first quarter for disciplinary things.
Yeah, so I like.
Keon
I
White
would.
was a healthy scratch.
Like I would love for y'all to get like because now we're in the realm of there's clearly teams not winning a Super Bowl this year.
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Henderson. Well, I don't know because the Bengals are still in the hunt, but like
He
at the
still
same,
wants it. He still wants out.
yeah. I mean, also like the Bengals defense is so bad it don't matter whether he's there or not. But I think the Patriots should heavily consider like because one, getting a guy like AJ Brown or Max Crosby, one those two are actually under contract, at least. And that means you're helping out your young quarterback and this young team be built on success not only this year. You have a if you have a Super Bowl chance this year, you'll definitely have one next year. And you'll probably have one the year after that. Like, especially how long you'll have Mike Vrabel and how long you have this quarterback, you will always be in the hunt. So why not really speed up that process into really taking over this division? You already had your hardest game of the year. So
At
why?
Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah. So like no first round, and I'm gonna say this truthfully, no first round pick is gonna be better than Max Crosby is right now. And I don't mean that long term wise. Yes, that first round pick could potentially be a Hall of Famer down the line. But as of right now, that first round pick is not as good as Max Crosby is today or next year. So why not use a first round pick to get him or AJ Brown? Know what you know, don't know what you don't know. You know what I don't know? I don't know if these NFL prospects are going to be as good as Max Crosby. You know what I do know?
Max Crosby's great and good.
Max Crosby could be a defensive player of the year type of player. So, and I think him and Mike Vrabel would be like a match made in heaven. The only other one I would say for the Patriots to get, but also I think, like you said, I think your running backs age better with time. Like I do think Trayvon Henderson's probably going to be a good running back within 2 to 3 years. But like if you did get like a better running back out there, but I'm not spending no premium pick on no.
Yeah, for Brees Hall to go to the Patriots, it would be a premium pick because individual.
Yeah, obviously it's the Jets, and that just wouldn't happen. But I mean, like, what about like Rico Dowell? Like, they're clearly not using him anymore, and he's the best running back at the Panthers.
You mean Chuba Hubbard?
Well, not. Well, Chuba Hubbard is the starter, but Rico Dowell is the better running back out of the two.
I thought Rico's been getting more of the snaps lately.
No, they literally made it 1A and 1B, and Chuba's been has been the starter, and he's been getting more.
Oh yeah, Chuba got more carries this week. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because Rico's clearly yeah, but Rico's clearly the better guy.
Okay, let's just end on this note. If you're Cleveland, do you ever give Shedeur Sanders a shot?
You're gonna have to by the end of the year, right? Because you clearly have to evaluate the quarterback position. You're going to have to. He's probably going to come by week 13, like when they probably lock up a top 5 pick already by that point. But it would be unbelievably bad for their due diligence to not see what you have.
Yeah. All right. There's Cleveland and New England. Hope you enjoyed. The Giants head down to the link to play the Eagles. We all thought, oh, this could be a dogfight. And nope, the dog got put down. Cam's Cataboo down for the rest of the year.
Yep.
With a really nasty ankle injury. But shout out to Eagles head of security, Big Dom, for showing up in the hospital, giving him some pizza and cheesesteaks.
Oh yeah.
If there's anything likable about the Eagles, it's Big Dom.
It's Big Dom. That's it. Literally.
Jackson Dart, kind of just a ho-hum day, 14 to 24, 193 and 1. Kind of hard to get your air back under you when your guy Scatterboo goes
Yeah,
down.
like once that happened, it did not matter. The Giants were not winning that game.
But guess who's back, Gerardo?
We got who we got.
Or was back. Saquon Barkley. 14
Yes.
carries, 150 yards, and a touchdown. Leaves the game with a groin injury. And guess who steps right up? Tank Bigsby. 9
Didn't he
carries,
get over
104 yards.
I was about to say, yeah, didn't he have a really good game too?
He did. He did indeed.
Dang.
But Saquon had an awesome day for leaving the game. Also, 4 catches for 24 yards and a score through the air. But,
and it took only 8 weeks for the Eagles to finally outgain their opponents in yardage.
But you know what happened with AJ Brown?
What happened? 0. Yep, nothing playing. Wasn't even playing. You know?
Oh, was he out? Was he injured?
I mean, he was just out, and I do not know how long that injury is going to be for him if it is a injury.
I didn't know he was even injured. Damn.
I mean, but the Eagles didn't miss a beat without him. Like you're building this narrative that he is going to be traded. I fully believe it. There's no way you're sitting on one. The Eagles are in a premium spot. What, they only have 2 losses this year? Or yeah, because so they lost. So you're doing well without him. You weren't looking that dangerous with him on offense like that because like I said, you were getting outpaced. Like in yardage. So you have Devontae Smith, who's kind of stepped up this year as the number 1 guy. And you have serviceable other receivers. You have Dallas Goedert as well, too. Why are you not acquiring a first-round pick from somebody and having 2 first-round picks and extending your Super Bowl streak with 2 premium picks? Like, also, not for nothing, can we talk about how the Eagles pass rush is like non-existent really this year, too? The fact that they only have 2 defensive linemen, but they have no true pass rusher. Because here's a crazy.
Zach Bond is about as close as it gets.
Because can you imagine this crazy scenario? You trade away AJ Brown, you got another first-round pick. You use one of those first-round picks to get Max Crosby. How stupid would that Eagles defense now look?
Seriously.
Because put it this way, this is how I know their pass rush is bad. Brandon Graham unretired to go play. So and if you want to talk about a price you would pay for another Super Bowl, especially for Philly, why not go after Max Crosby? You already know Dallas is heavily interested in getting him. They've openly said that they're going to try to get him. They just haven't talked into what the compensation is going to be. Same thing with Trey Hendrickson. Why not go get those? Because I think that you get one of those guys, you go back up on the power rankings as probably the number 1 team in the league. You get a Max Crosby on that team. It's going to be the 2 best defensive linemen he'll play right next to, in Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and then that's for the Giants. I mean, their Linsanity run comes to an end in rather tragic fashion.
Yeah, dude, I really believed. I was like, dude, they may beat the Eagles twice this year. The Dart and Scatterboo, the 2 creatine boys, those dudes are absolutely insane. And for the people out there that want to fire I can understand the GM to an extent, but I'm sorry, but Brian Dable can't go this year. He cannot. You need to rock with him until the first 4 games of next year. I think he beat the Philadelphia Eagles. That's insane this year. He was unbelievably competitive against the Broncos. You were supposed to lose that game. The fact that y'all won as much as y'all did, like that y'all were leading as much as y'all did in that game and y'all were that impressive. You put up 32 points on that defense. That's sick. And Jackson Dart has nothing but low key kind of improved almost each and every game or maintain. Like as a rookie, his stat line is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, he's doing all this without Malik Neighbors. Like, and kind of low key half ass wide receivers. Like, I like Wendell Robinson as a like third guy. You know, Slayton is serviceable. They have no tight ends, yet they somehow still perform and get touchdowns. And now you're down to Scattaboo. Like, I think Brian Daboll should stay and be their coach for next season.
I tend to agree.
So yeah.
Okay, flying right through. Buffalo at Carolina. Buffalo wins 40-9.
Yeah, this was the Dalvin Cook game.
James Cook.
Oh yeah, James Cook. I always forget the two, but
James
Cook,
Cook 216 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, went off.
Khalil Shakir also had a great game. 6 catches, 88 yards, and a score.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, I mean, pretty pedestrian, but like,
when you're running the ball, you don't got to do much.
He had two rushing touchdowns, so it wasn't all
mm-hmm.
it wasn't all quiet for him. But through the air, very pedestrian. But that's okay. Sometimes you got to win in different ways, and the Bills attack the ground game. Andy Dalton, 16-24, 175.
Yeah,
Heck, pretty much what you would expect out of Bryce Young at this point. Chuba Hubbard versus Rico Dowdle. Chuba gets more carries, but Rico gets more yards. Ted McMillan, 7 for 99. Apparently, he's pretty good.
he's decent. I mean, like I remember I said this was bus written all over him too, because I kind of thought that him openly saying he doesn't read the playbook, and then he's also kind of he's a big bodied receiver, but he kind of plays small, like his
kind of
Arizona.
Like Mike Evans.
No, I would say very much like Kelvin Benjamin.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, and I think I did have an early prediction. I think that probably Ted's best year is going to be his rookie year. And I think after that, he will not improve, kind of like Kelvin Benjamin.
Kind of an insanity run, but.
Yeah, but I think the Carolina Panthers, I mean, like, this is also a team that people should be picking apart.
And somehow they're 500, 4-4.
Well, their games, they are not indication of their record. They are closer to the bottom than they are the top.
They beat the Falcons 30-0. They beat the Dolphins 27-24. They beat the Cowboys 30-27, and they beat the Jets 13-6.
So you beat the Jets, who barely just won a game.
The Cowboys are the worst defensive football.
And that was also the Rico Dowdle game too. That was the revenge game for him.
Beat the Dolphins by 3.
Yep. And then you also
blanked the Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons, who are the league's most inconsistent team. Like, yeah.
But they play themselves at a top 5 pick, so no elite prospect they can ruin.
It's so weird because, right, you're such in this weird space where, like, okay, my coach played well enough to not get fired, but he isn't going to be probably a good enough coach in this league to take me to a playoffs. Bryce Young is still here, but he straight up sucks as a starting quarterback. But we played ourselves out of a pick to go get us a quarterback. And also, we're the franchise who readily just let go of Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. So it's not like we're good at evaluating free agent quarterbacks anyway. So, like, I don't know what to make of this team. I think this team should be a team that should be picking this team apart for players. Like, go get who they have on their team, like J.C. Horn,
Derek Brown.
Derek Brown's a solid player. Rico Dowdle. Like, I think ultimately, like, just look at the team and say, you clearly want Chuba to be good. Guess what? Give me that backup that you got that's clearly better.
Yeah, nothing too much to say about that game. I mean,
yeah, other than the Bills are the Bills, and they know how to run the ball really well. And anybody who has Cook on their fantasy was really
Bills,
happy.
Once again, I mean, just coming off of the bye, they're ferocious.
You knew this was a revenge game because they had lost 2 games and then went into a bye. There was no way that they were gonna even think about making this a close game.
So this AFC East is not the Patriots for the taking. So the Patriots still got to have a head on a shoulder for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go down to Baltimore where the Chicago Bears play the Ravens. And the Ravens win 30-16. Lamar Jackson had an outside shot of returning this week. He did not. Tyler Huntley took the start and led the team to 17-22, 186 in the score. Derrick Henry finally has a comeback day, 71 yards and 2 scores. The efficiency, not quite where you want it to be yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams, 285 and a pick. DeAndre Swift, 45 yards and a touchdown. Rome Odunze returned to form, 7 catches, 114 yards. Yeah, take this game anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, this Ravens defense is still not good. Like, that's to me the big telltale sign. I do like that they're finally using Derrick Henry a lot more. And I think Tyler Huntley's, like, with Snoop Huntley, like, I think they are very much, that offense is the same with, like, kind of like Lamar Jackson, where when you had the other guy who was the backup at Dallas, who's there,
Cooper Rush.
yeah, that was not at all like, that's drastically different offenses, clearly. And I mean, the Ravens needed this win. If they would have lost to the Bears, now granted, the Bears were entering this as a 4-game win streak. They were really hot at the time.
4-3.
And if they would have lost, I think Harbaugh was gone. I think seriously, I really would have think that one, their playoff chances were gone at that point. You'd have been the worst team in that division, which is saying something that the Browns are technically better than you. And Lamar Jackson's hurt. So where do you go from here? Do you might as well say, hey, Lamar, we rather save your career than risk it during this season, because even if you came back, we may not make the playoffs. But this was a defining moment in for this year for them, for Harbaugh, and I think for the Ravens in general. If they would have lost this game, I think they would have highly contemplated firing him.
As for the Bears, are you just kind of being like, yeah,
you're showing improvements from last year. I give them that, but the biggest thing that they're going to need to do entering 2026 is closing out games. Like, they are kind of playing themselves sometimes out of games. They're trying to be a little bit too cute as well too, but I mean, they have the pieces. I think they are going to, it's offensive line that is their big issue for them, protecting Caleb Williams,
they
protecting
got
their
a
asset.
stud in a receiver in Rome Odunze. Like, that guy's
literally top 5, arguably could be a top 5 wide receiver.
I just traded for him in my dynasty league.
Really good guy.
Gave up Keon Coleman, Ricky Pearsall, and a future first. So I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall's not that good. So,
and Keon Coleman's definitely not that good.
No.
All right, moving right along, we have the Texans beating the Niners 26-15. The Mac Jones hot streak ends.
Mm-hmm. Crazy about this game. You know, the Texans were favored in this game.
Yes.
They were like, I totally forgot about that, and I was like, ain't no way.
And apparently, that amount of points was disrespectful. They deserved more.
Yeah.
It was a 26-15 affair. Mac Jones, 19-32, 2 touchdowns and a pick. CJ Stroud has a 300-yard day, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 30 for 39. Not too bad. Woody Marks, 62 yards on the ground. Nick Chubb, 56 yards on the ground. Xavier Hutchinson, in relief of Nico Collins, who's dealing with a concussion, goes and gets a touchdown along with Jaden Higgins. But the Niners just, the injuries kind of finally caught up.
Oh, yeah. And then the Texans defense is elite. Like, if the Texans offense played like this the whole time, then, you know, they'd be on the opposite. Their record would probably be inverse. Probably a whole lot better.
4-3 instead of.
Yeah, maybe closer to 5-2 or something like that, you know, but this is just an inconsistent offense. I don't think this game is any indicative of like what CJ Stroud is going to be. This is what he can be. This is not who he is. I think this team is just so unbelievably inconsistent. And I'm not a fan of inconsistent teams.
How do they figure out this offense? Like, to get this kind of level of play every single week?
It's weird. Like, what came down to it is what? Oh, Nico Collins goes down, so you got to be more creative. Is that what it really was? Was like, oh, when we don't have a superstar at wide receiver or potential superstar wide receiver, does that make us more creative? It's kind of like right, like Matthew Stafford became a better quarterback when Megatron left because he wasn't
Yeah.
he wasn't he wasn't force feeding him the ball no more, right? It's kind of like these odd things that somehow you become a better coach because you forget that you have like, oh, I got to be more creative now. I'm
I
not
know a
too.
team in the Northeast that would take Nico Collins if they want
Oh, there's plenty of teams in this league that would
to.
take Nico Collins. It's just weird that somehow you became better play calling when your best offensive weapon is gone.
Strange how
So,
that happens, but I've always liked Xavier Hutchinson there.
mhm. But
Always thought
yeah,
he'd been a nice little gadget player who could turn up when needed, and he certainly proved me right this week.
and the 49ers cannot afford these types of losses. You got the Rams and you got the Seahawks now, I think what sole possession of first place now. So, this is not I mean, it'd be very rare that all three of them make the playoffs, but this was not a game to slip up on, especially how bad the Texans were looking entering this game.
As far as Brock Purdy watch goes, Shanahan said it's not a long shot, but so I think Mac Jones is probably going to get another game. But
Oh yeah.
moving right along, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Saints in the NFC South matchup, and the Bucks win 23-3. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, no problem. Baker Mayfield 15-24, 152. Sean Tucker 42 yards and a score. Uh, this was really just a really grinded out win for the Bucks, um,
Mhm.
and they got it done. Tyler Shuck makes his NFL debut. He comes in to replace Spencer Rattler. He goes 17-30, 128 and a pick. Not too much different from Rattler, 15-21, 136 and a pick. Kamara's got nothing. Rashid Shaheed, 9 for 75 ain't bad. Olave, 8 for 63 ain't bad. Jawan Johnson, 5 for 53 ain't bad. But yeah, just kind of a slog down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially what you don't know what you have at quarterback. This is just a free year for the Saints. So, might as well finally realize what you have. And I really do think the Saints' future quarterback is not on that squad. I really don't think neither one of them are.
No, not at
So,
all.
and then
But
I
the Bucks,
and
I mean, are you concerned at all? Or you just be like, hey, this is just a game you grinded out.
yeah, because this game, I think early on had, especially what at halftime, it was tied, I believe. Wasn't it like 3-3 or
It was
6-6?
7-3 at half.
Yeah, like and which is concerning for the Bucks, right? You go into half and you're barely up by 4 points against this really bad Saints team, and you didn't really look that well. This had a game where the Saint like this was an upset game all over for the Bucks, and these are games that you need to win. And the Bucks did it. They closed it out, got a whole lot of points out of their kicker this game, and despite the injuries that you had on your offensive weapons, Baker Mayfield still stepped up. Tez Johnson, I believe, for them is also stepping up into his role as well too. So I think this is a game that the Bucks are going to reflect back and be like, it was a big, meaningful win. One, it's in division, and two, you didn't slip up against your opponent.
And now they go to the bye. They can heal up.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky Irving could come back.
Yep.
And
Very good win for them.
they can kind of come back rejuiced. But this was just a rock fight that they had to survive, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I find it with these teams, like the Patriots had a slow start against the Browns this week, and they were able to grind it out against a team that wasn't better than them, but they still were able to win in a convincing manner. And
Right.
that's like one of those checklists. Like, okay, you can get punched in the mouth, but you can recover. Kind of felt like this was something that the Bucks could compare that to. So very necessary, very solid win for them. We are flying right along here. The Dallas Cowboys, they take on the Denver Broncos and they get whacked. 44-24, your final. Bo Nix 247, 4 touchdowns. Dak Prescott 188, 2 picks. Joe Milton saw some action, 3 for 458 and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins 15 for 111. R.J. Harvey 46 yards and 2 touchdowns. Javonte Williams 41 yards, 2 touchdowns. In his quote unquote revenge game, Troy Franklin breakout day, 6 for 89, 2 touchdowns. R.J. Harvey with a touchdown on the ground as well. But Yeah, the Broncos just kind of solidified themselves as, oh, hey, like we're serious, and the Cowboys are like, are we? Don't have a defense.
Yeah, I would say like Bo Nix is also really stepping up this year in his sophomore slump. I mean, out of that quarterback class, him and Drake May have looked really, really nice this year. And for this Broncos team, I mean, I would have them probably like third best or maybe tied with second best team in the AFC. Like, I can have that conversation between them and the Patriots as the second best team.
Who's
I
first?
think, oh, Bills. I think it's the Bills. I think they bounce back really well, and them beating the brakes off the Panthers really shows that, and also the way they did it too. I don't have to throw the ball to beat the crap out of a team. And yeah, I think the Broncos are having a legitimate like they and a lot of everybody's sleeper Super Bowl pick, but they're proving that point this year really well.
As
So
far as the Cowboys, I mean, like
yeah, their
they're gonna
offense,
finish. They're gonna finish 8. They're gonna finish 8-1.
yeah, they
This
their
has a
team,
500 team written all over it.
yeah, and it's all based on their fucking defense, dude. That's the crazy part. If their defense was above average, if not average, excuse me, they'd be nice. They'd be nice. And the funny part is, I would argue that even if they had Micah Parsons, it wouldn't have helped them.
Nope,
One player does not make that team from ass to average. No,
it's a bigger
I think,
problem.
yeah, it is. I think this is the crazy part. Let's say they do get a Max Crosby. If they somehow if they somehow flip and get him for like, they don't give up a first round pick for him, that is a very good trade in hindsight for Micah Parsons. You get Max Crosby, who's probably on par, if not maybe one step under Micah, and you didn't get you got a first round back from Micah, and you kept that first rounder, and you used a second rounder to get Max Crosby. You moved laterally, but you gained more assets to build around this team. So I think I think the Cowboys just one player does not fix this defense.
Get a good
One.
coaching hire.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, I know Brian Schottenheimer is hasn't been given the best hand of things. Just kind of thrust it in there because they couldn't figure it out any other way. If they still had Mike McCarthy, this team's probably fine.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be much of a difference. I think it's the same.
I think that I think Mike McCarthy has enough connections in the league that like that defense wouldn't look this inept.
Mm, I
I have
mean,
to imagine.
I would. I mean, but like I said, the defense was. It's the same defense that he inherited from Mike McCarthy. It wasn't like he
Well, I don't think the talent is awful on that Dallas team. I just don't think they have it all together.
like the scheme wise. You'd say it's a coaching scheme
Yeah,
wise.
I think it's a coaching thing more than anything else because they have two really solid corners in Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland. I know Diggs just got hurt with concussion, but that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really matter here because they've been bad all year. And I know they traded Micah Parsons. I want to say they still have half decent players across that defense. Just
Mm-hmm.
they're just playing like they don't have a clue. And when you
Yeah.
play like you don't have a clue, it says something about your coaching staff. So
Right.
yeah, I think you just nail this coaching hire this coming off season and they'll be all right. Okay. Timestamp. Tennessee at Indy. You had the Colts covering, and they did not. They lost by 24. The Colts win 38-14. Jonathan Taylor is just going fucking insane right now.
Would you consider him MVP?
No, because running backs by definition are not the MVPs of their team.
That's like the conversation all the 4 letter network and everybody else is having right now is that Jonathan Taylor's MVP.
Yeah, I don't really care. Colts fans can cry about it. I don't care.
Do you think he breaks LaDainian Tomlinson's touchdown record in a season?
What's the record?
31. He's on pace for 29 as of now.
Let's see the stats here. He's already got 12, and we're not even at the halfway point yet. I'm gonna say no, but
31's hard, bro.
yeah.
31 is hard, and he's on pace to do 29. He would have to have like a 5 touchdown game, essentially.
Would I be shocked? No, but I'll say no.
It's in reach, but like I give it a 40% chance of happening. 40 to 30% chance.
Tell you what, I could let me see these stats again. How many yards is he at? 11. Is it 850? Okay, he's not getting 2K.
No, the 2K he's not getting. He's getting the touchdown record though.
He's gonna come close, but 153 yards and 2 scores, and obviously he had the one through the air. Daniel Jones, 21 to 29, 3 touchdowns. That guy's still rolling. The Colts reportedly want to give him a long-term extension.
They should.
And Cam Ward, 22 to 38, 259, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Just kind of one of those like Cam Ward games.
It is what it is. I mean, they arguably have like the worst wide receivers in the league. Like it's
Shamir Dyke, 7 for 93.
But like they have like 4 stringers being first stringers. That team is so bad offensive weapon wise.
Michael Pittman's had a bit of a comeback year this year, 8 for 95 and a touchdown. But yeah, let's talk about the Daniel Jones contract thing, because this is eerily similar to the situation the Vikings were in last year. Although the Colts don't have a first round pick that they invested in.
They don't have Anthony Richardson.
Okay, maybe it's a little different. Because
there's no difference. I think it's quite easy. You do what the Vikings didn't do. You keep the quarterback.
I was going to make that argument, but I also wanted to say the Colts signed Daniel Jones because Anthony Richardson blows. They signed Sam Darnold with the Vikings as they drafted JJ McCarthy to kind of be like a tandem of sorts. So it's a little different, but it's similar enough that we can kind of talk about it. It's a similar situation, similar spot, and the Colts are going to try to make the most of it here. If he shits the bed that halfway point, like, so let's say he signs this deal like this week.
What would you think? 4 years? They give him like a 4-year deal?
Yeah, and
because what is he on currently? Is it only a 1?
Yeah, because he sucked.
Okay, so they give him a 4-year. They give him a 4-year extension. He'll be there through, what is it? Essentially 2029. Yep. And then all of a sudden they go 8-9. Like historically bad.
Can you imagine?
Now, do they go 8-9 because he sucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like say that they go like 14-2 or whatever it is, and like wild card weekend, they don't have the number 1 seed for whatever reason.
Okay, so you say they like he does what Sam Darnold did with the Vikings. Yeah. Let's say he just all of a sudden sucks when it matters most. It don't matter. At the end of the day, he got you there, and that's what's the most important. Like, people tend to overlook that part for the Vikings is believe in who got you there. Don't believe in what like they're believing in this make believe that JJ McCarthy was somehow gonna be statistically better in the playoffs than Sam Darnold was. Well, how about this? Go with the guy who took you to the playoffs and work with that. Hard to be
good in the playoffs if you don't get there.
Exactly. Can't be good in the playoffs. You don't get there. And I think, have I seen bigger collapses in second halves? Yes, I have. I'm not saying it's not possible.
The Colts are set up for success. I mean,
and long-term success too. This isn't like this could be what the AFC South could be for the rest of like for the next 4 years. Like, I would highly remember signing him now is cheaper than signing him later.
But it's also a gamble.
Yep. We've seen this level of success with Daniel Jones. I mean, he was incredibly good with Brian Daboll's first year in New York. There is this talent in him. I never believed he was a first round pick. I mean, hindsight, he's still not, despite this year and that year in New York. But they have to sign him to this contract. Because when it's going to be team friendly, it's only 4 years. So that means you're not really mortgaging the future on him like that.
Yeah, you give him the Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield contract.
Yeah, why not? And like you do everything that the Vikings didn't do. Look where the Vikings are right now, and look where they could have been with Sam Darnold. Like, they were 1 game away from winning that division last year and being the number 1 overall team in the NFC. And now they are the worst team in that
The
division.
hard thing to stomach, though, is that they didn't win that division because Sam Darnold shit his pants at the end.
And now they're in the bottom of the division without Sam Darnold. And if you're, and like I said, they are a great example because funny enough, that's where you got Daniel Jones was from the Vikings. And while we're on this subject, because I know the Vikings, this is the number one thing that the Vikings are talking about everywhere about JJ McCarthy. I still to this day don't understand how much training wheels that this nation is giving this man. Oh, it's not like the Vikings let them walk. They offered more money than the Colts and the Seahawks did to both of them, and they just decided to go elsewhere. Put it this way. Y'all could have offered them a fuck you contract to keep both of them there. And the only reason why that y'all had the capital to do so, first off, y'all didn't really get anybody in free agency. And KOC is such a believer in a person who's only consistent at being hurt that neither one of them would have rather been somewhere else than have that dude looming over their head the whole time, because his career will be defined by that draft pick. Seriously, because it does, like every head coach, right? Every head coach who's drafted a quarterback in the first round, the GM goes, you wanted that quarterback, you got him.
The only
Now,
time that hasn't happened was like John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan over Trey Lance because Kyle Shanahan didn't want that guy.
yes, and that's the
And I
rare
guess
time.
Bill and Mac Jones, because Bill didn't want Mac Jones, but Bill took it a little too far.
Yeah. No, but like there have been the rare instances that a GM has ponied up and been like, that one's on me. You don't get, where all indications that KOC wanted JJ. That supposedly, even if they had the number 2 overall pick, they would have taken JJ.
I haven't read that.
Well, granted, what was it? The argument was between him and Drake May.
Well, yeah, because I argued with stupid JJ McCarthy cultists about it. Because they were like, oh, like pre-draft, like, oh, well, JJ McCarthy would have been just as good a pick at number 3 as Drake May. I'm like, you're stupid. Because if you gave Kevin O'Connell truth serum, because right now he would say, well, we like our guy JJ. Like that's coach speak.
Yes.
If you gave him truth serum, do you think for 1 second that he wouldn't shove JJ off a bridge and shoot him into the sun for Drake May on that team?
I will argue and say this. If Drake May was on the Vikings, they almost could be undefeated. Dead ass. I'm not even kidding about that statement.
Sam Darnold would never got a shot if Drake May was on that Vikings team.
Mm-hmm. Seriously.
And we say that as Sam Darnold truthers. Like,
yeah, and also look how good Sam Darnold is on the Seahawks. Like, it's insane. Like, he technically took a step down in talent, and yet look how incredibly good he is.
Just as good as he was last year.
Yep. So ultimately with the Colts, you do everything that the Vikings didn't do. Do not, you know what you know and know what you don't know. You know what you don't know? You don't know what your team looks like without a quarterback with Daniel Jones. You know what you do know? With this team with Daniel Jones, you're 7-1. There you go.
They're Sunday Night Football. Packers at Steelers. Rodgers versus Love. Unfortunately for Rodgers, Love reigns supreme.
Mm-hmm. Love always wins.
Yeah, 35-25. Packers win at Acrisure / Heinz Field.
In those
Love
ugly
360.
jerseys.
Yeah, ugly ass jerseys.
God, I hope they never wear those again.
Love 360-3. Josh Jacobs, pretty pedestrian day, 13-33 in a score. Rodgers, 24-36, 219 and 2 scores. I think the story of this day is that Steelers offense is in desperate need of some talent somewhere.
The thing is about the Steelers offense, before we go into like the Packers, I think I heard this really good take. If you get Rodgers within 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, and like those short-term yardage, he's good because the offensive line can't protect him that well, and he's not as quick and nimble as he once was to extend those plays. If you put him in 3 and 7, 3 and 8, in that situation, it's not going to work. Not with that offensive weapons and not that offensive line. And that is the big problem with the Steelers is the fact that you need to help get Rodgers into 3-5 situations for y'all to be successful. That is not a recipe for success in this league. Because the first thing I'm going to do as a coach is, hey, if hold them to a run, maybe get them to like 2nd and 8, pin your ears back, and then put Rodgers in situations to make him uncomfortable. And I think that is the number one problem for the Steelers offense. And on top of the Steelers, they're kind of like this team where it's like when everything goes right, it goes right. When everything goes bad, it goes bad. Like this team got a whole lot of quit in them.
Yep.
Like it is very much like, hey, if we don't win now, this is a wrap. It's also a team that, I mean, outside of TJ Watt, what is their defense really? Like, this defense isn't really all that. Darius Slade, I see why he got cut. I see why Jalen Ramsey was on the trade block. I see why Patrick Queen is on this team. Like, it's funny. Like, these are old notable guys that, if you load up in Madden, yeah, they probably look cool. But in reality, these are all a bunch of has-beens. And it's TJ Watt and friends, really. And that defense also, I don't trust it. I don't trust them to win a meaningful game. I don't trust that defense to step up in a meaningful game when tested. And same thing with their offense, which, like I said, the crazy part is they had George Pickens and they gave him away. For what reason? I do not know. Like everything, like DK has also been unbelievably inconsistent on that offense as well too this year, where George Pickens literally has emerged as probably a top 5 wide receiver in this league this year. And it's like, y'all had him. What the fuck? Like, why? What second stringer, third stringer y'all thought was as good as him? I don't get it. So, but
As for the Packers,
well, it's the year of 27. You know how many quarterbacks when they turn 27 years old win a Super
27
Bowl?
club, but the good one.
Yep, the what is it? You have Bart Starr, I believe, won a Super Bowl at 27.
Favre at 27.
Yep, Favre did, Aaron Rodgers did, and now Jordan Love. This defense still a little bit suspect.
Wide receivers still a little suspect.
Is wide receiver still playing cornerback? I will continue to say that week in and week out because that is literally their number one concern. The only problem is what cornerback are you going to trade for? Like, usually if a team is bad, that means they probably don't have a good defensive back. To that, I don't know any DBs that would be on the market like that. I mean, maybe you could get AJ Terrell from the Falcons, but
JC
I
Horn from the Panthers.
possibly so. Like I wouldn't like those are some decent players that I think that they would be available or be open to be traded because
I mean,
it's not.
Roger McCreary just got dealt.
Yeah, for a 5th rounder, I believe. So, but those are some players that I think that like I really do think that the big thing that the Packers need is defensive back 7 help.
I think
Big time.
they need back 7 help and they need wide receivers.
Despite Jordan Love is making these bums look good.
Tucker Kraft had just fucking insane day.
Like they have a whole bunch of 2s. Like literally, like, and Tucker Kraft isn't one to like. He's good, but like he doesn't really pop off like that. Like he pop offs every once in a while, but like he's not as consistent as other tight ends in this league. And I mean, it's gonna be hard for them to get AJ Brown too because that's NFC to NFC, and also
NFC contender to NFC contender.
exactly somebody who they're gonna see at the end of the year, right? But like I think the Packers need to heavily shop around defensive back and wide receiver help.
Yeah.
Like that would be the team that I think that you get a nice DB out there. This is a serious team to be messed with.
All right. And then Monday Night Football just wrapped up a couple hours ago. The not as recently as Game 3 of the World Series, But
Yeah, game 3 of the World Series damn near was playing while we were doing this
yeah, it's still going
podcast.
on actually. Washington travels to Arrowhead and gets smacked 28-7. Pat Mahomes 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Pacheco was the leading rusher with 58 yards, but went out with an injury. Marcus Mariota just turns into a pumpkin anytime he has to start for meaningful games. Terry
Terry
McLaurin,
McLaurin
Debo
came back.
Samuel come back. Yeah, kind of a okay game, 3 for 54. Debo 3 for 11. Yeah, and anything you really want to say about this game? I mean, the Chiefs are good. Shocker.
Yeah, what a shock. Chiefs are good, but you also like even if Jaden Daniels played this game, like what was it going to be 28 to 14? You
Yeah,
know,
the Chiefs
like
still kick their ass.
yeah. I think this is a very sophomore slump season at Hull for the Commanders.
And
Uh,
they dealt with a lot of injuries too, but
but even like yeah, but even so like I'm Jaden Daniels has been relatively figured out this year, I think, and
were those veteran additions just like so paper thin of a band-aid that like when they
it
start
wasn't
missing time,
like on paper. Like I said, the Debo Samuel trade was just super on paper, right? Like I commend the 49ers evaluating their talent and knowing who to let go and who to keep. Like I appreciate because to me, I was just like, damn, really? They let go of Debo Samuel? I was like, they're not gonna have Brandon Ayuk for a hot minute. Like they must really like Ricky Pearsall. And then all of a sudden Ricky Pearsall was hurt. And it was like, well, they must really like Kendrick Bourne. and but at least Mac Jones really likes him. And I just look at it and it's like, man, you signed McLaurin to this long-term deal. This new ownership with the Commanders is like
super
very much
aggressive.
you're super aggressive. And I'm like, like they kind of were a very hot team last year. And now, like, I don't know. I don't know if they are like kind of the second best team by default in the NFC East, but they're I kind of predicted that Jaden Daniels was going to have a sophomore slump season. I do kind of think that he was relatively a 1-2 trick pony. It was kind of like his progression system wasn't all that well, and he also took off when the reads weren't open. I mean, I kind of saw the same thing with RG3, right? RG3 sophomore. Now, granted, his knee was the big
Exploded.
determining
Yep.
was the big determining factor on that, but also not adapting to that situation too. And a lot of people kind of realize like, oh, after 1 to 2 progression reads, he takes off. He doesn't make a third or a fourth. The same thing kind of has been the same for Jaden Daniels. And it's just I do not know how the Commanders long term feel about Terry. Terry's only on 3 years, which is good. That means it's a team friendly contract and also very tradable contract. I do think Terry McLaurin is a very good wide receiver in this league. And that could be if you can't get AJ Brown, why not? Right? Like how if you're the Commanders, how would you feel about letting go of him?
But at this point, like I don't know, like how much do you think that this season was injuries more than like, oh, you were just so paper thin. And what do you
Mm-hmm.
do when you're so paper thin? You acquire draft picks and you acquire assets so you can move around and acquire more talent. It's going to last you a little longer. Um, so how wide open do you think this Washington Commanders window is? And I'm not quite sure.
Based on Philly, 0. Like honestly. And then also put this way, if Dallas gets a head coach that knows how to coach a defense, low key that and and the Giants are
Jackson
scary.
Dart keeps making improvements. Malik Neighbors comes back.
I'm telling you, like this Commanders team is kind of like
They're
also, I
on
mean,
they're on thin ice.
yeah, because also look, bro, they gave away Montez Sweat. I have no idea why. Like they also gave away Jonathan Allen when they had him and Durant. That defensive line was so good. I understand moving around Chase, what's his name?
Chase
That
Young.
went Chase Young, but like the other three were elite and really good together. I do not understand why they gave him away to the Bears when Montez Sweat just wanted a long term contract. That was his only unrest, which he got anyway with the Bears, and he would have gotten with the Commanders. Jonathan Allen has been a decent to good asset for the Vikings. I think that they should have just kept those three, let Chase walk, and I think that they would have been really nice up front defensively. Because they really don't have any pass rush, man. They really don't. And Marshawn Lattimore is not what he used to be defensively back there. They're not really intimidating defensively, honestly. And offensive weapon wise, I mean, Scary Terry has been hurt most of the year. They have no real run game. It's a who's who of this running backfield. And Jaden Daniels has regressed into his sophomore slump. And then now you're into a prove it year 3. Who are you at quarterback? Who are you as a head coach? And who are you as a team? And I think that if you want to trade for Terry McLaurin, you're going to overpay this year. I think that's just you're going to probably have to give up a first. I do not think he's a first. I think he has that talent, but you're also like getting him on. He's not going to be as you're getting 1.5 elite years out of him, maybe, right? Where I would rather get AJ Brown, where I know I can get like 2 to 3 years of elite playmaking ability. And I think next year, if the Commanders have a rough start yet again, I think Scary Terry's going to be gone for like a third, and they blow this team up. Like the based on what the Giants are doing, based on how the Eagles are doing, and if the Dallas Cowboys get that defense figured out, I would not be surprised that in 2026 we are talking about a new head coaching job for the Commanders.
Could very well happen. All right, let's do our picks. Try to get this under 2 hours. We're gonna cut it close, but we'll see. So last week I won picks finally, woohoo! But it was terrible.
Oh no!
I went 7 for 13 head to head. You went 6 for 13. I went 6 for 13 against the spread. You went 5 for 13. So I can win when we're doing terrible. But new week, Thursday night football, Baltimore at Miami. Lamar's gonna play according to John Harbaugh, and Miami blows. Baltimore's a 7.5 point favorite because of it.
Ravens to win, Dolphins cover.
Same boat.
This would be a really bad loss for the Ravens. Seriously, like this is they put it this way, as ironic as this is, the fact that between these two head coaches, that if the Dolphins win, Harbaugh's the one who gets fired first.
Atlanta
yep.
is headed to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Patriots minus 5.5. I'm going to take the Patriots to win, Atlanta to cover.
Yep, same thing. I think this could low-key be a scary game because Atlanta's very inconsistent.
Bipolar.
You do not know what you're going to get. You're either beating this team by 40-0, or this game you may lose 31-24. This defense somehow steps up, and at times, this offense is unbelievably elite. And then all of a sudden, they just do not know how to beat the Panthers.
Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy's supposed to play. They're headed to Detroit to take on the Lions. The Lions are 8.5 point favorites.
Lions to win, Lions to cover.
I agree.
This may be a steamboat.
The Lions can't protect the quarterback. The Lions, the Vikings.
The Vikings, yeah.
They can't do it. When you got a rookie quarterback back there, for all intents and purposes, it's not going to end well. So,
and the Lions beat the brakes. I mean, they look very good against the Buccaneers. What do you think they're going to do against the Vikings?
Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. Indy minus 3.
Give me Indy to win and cover.
Yeah, minus 3. Just not enough points for me to do that. Indy both ways as well. Denver at Houston. Houston minus 1.5.
Oh, Denver both ways. Get out of town.
I tend to agree. LAC at Tennessee. Chargers, Titans. Chargers minus 10.
We're probably going to agree. Chargers to win, Titans to cover. 10's a lot of points.
Chargers both ways.
Okay.
The Vikings are a better team than the Titans, and the Chargers absolutely smacked them.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers are now on a long week. They get to feast on another carcass. I don't see this going well for the Titans. Carolina at Green Bay. Green Bay minus 12.5.
Green Bay to win, Panthers to cover. 12's a lot.
Same boat. Because the Panthers, they tend to be weird. Kind of like the Falcons. Kind of weird. The Niners are headed to MetLife to take on the Giants. Don't know the word on Brock Purdy. I'm going to assume no. Because Shanahan wasn't going to committal. The Niners minus 2.5. I'm taking Niners both ways.
Give me Giants.
Give me Jets. They don't play this week, so you're safe on that.
Yeah. Give me Giants.
The Bears headed down to Cincinnati, take on the Bengals. Bears minus 2.5.
Bengals have to win this one. Give me Bengals both ways.
I was just typing in Bengals for myself. New Orleans head to Los Angeles, take on the Rams. The Rams minus 13.5. I took the Rams both ways.
Rams, but Saints to cover.
Somebody's winning big against the spread, and somebody's losing big against the spread.
Yeah.
The Jags are headed to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Jags minus 3.
Something tells me the Raiders are going to get a second win because they like to do like this. Raiders both ways.
I took the Jags both ways, but I hope you're right.
It's, you know what I'm saying? It has one of these games that has written all over. It's like, there's no way the Raiders are just a one. They only have one win, right?
That sounds right. Have they won since week 1?
I believe not. I believe they have sucked since then. So, yeah. This is the rare game where I think they are going to get their second win this year.
The Raiders are 2-5. Who'd they beat? The Titans.
Yes. Never mind. Jags both ways. If they were 1-5, I would have been like, this is the dumb win that they're going to get.
Game of the week, KC at Buffalo. KC minus 1.5.
No, Buffalo both ways. Bye.
Yep. Although it wouldn't shock me if KC won. Seattle at Washington on Sunday night. Seattle minus 3.5.
Seattle both ways.
I agree.
That offense is scary, bro.
And make sure you give me a score on this one. Arizona at Dallas. Dallas minus 2.5.
$34-27, Dallas.
I went 37-24 Dallas. So for a total of 61, you went with 51. Very good. Don't think we can be stuck in the middle on that one. So very good.
Well, there's going to be like a rare game that like freaking Marvin Harrison Jr. goes off for like 200 yards because they can't cover a nosebleed.
Nope. All right, those are your picks. Very good, Gerardo. Now we can spend the rest of the remaining 35 minutes or so that I want to have on college football. So let's just start out with that open SEC job you talked about. Brian Kelly out at LSU. All these SEC jobs are opening up. Auburn, Florida, LSU. I'm sure I'm missing a couple.
Not that. I mean, the other obviously big one that's not SEC, Penn State, obviously is going to become available. Listen.
Yeah, spend a second on Brian Kelly before we go to the big picture.
So, one, he's getting $800,000 a month for the next 10 years.
How do I do that? Get fired from my job and get $800,000.
I mean, first of all, always overachieve everywhere. Underachieve everywhere you go. And yeah, it's kind of great. Good for him. He's going to get $96 million at the end of all that. Good for LSU for being wrong on this one. I could have easily told him that Brian Kelly was never good because he never won at Notre Dame. What makes you think he's going to win at LSU? And he also did the very un-LSU thing to do as a head coach there and not recruit Louisiana as well. And that was his biggest thing that shot him in the foot. And the thing that I'm going to say about, one, I've never been a fan of him. He overachieved at Cincinnati, and his hard-ass attitude never translated to Notre Dame. Got somebody killed that a lot of people don't like to talk about. And with that student that was on that scissor lift or that boom lift ended up dying on that. And
He did
they
at Notre Dame because there
there's a
was another kid that died at LSU just this year.
what a shock. What
Did
a
you
sh-
hear about that one?
oh,
I
was it
assume.
Lacey?
Yeah,
Right?
Tyron Lacey.
Yeah. Well,
I
no,
don't know if
that
that had
was
anything to do with it, but
no, I don't know if Brian Kelly had anything to do with that, but that was unfortunate because he was a really good player too. And despite whether or not he was a good player or not, that shouldn't have happened. Anyways, um, the thing with Brian Kelly when he went to Notre Dame, also kind of a fake year where they were good when they played against Alabama. Like Alabama straight up exposed how bad that team was in the national championship game. He was never a good coach, never. And he goes to LSU and does literally the opposite and not recruit any good players out of the state of Louisiana. And he was like, "Oh well, I'm finally get to recruit good players, bro. You're at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a legacy hire. Are you kidding me? Notre Dame technically has better legacy than LSU, and you're supposedly saying that I can recruit players now. What he's saying is that now he could recruit any player because they don't have to match or cheat on the qualifications to get into Notre Dame because of how hard that school is too.
mhm.
Oh, I have to get, you know, academic scholars too to also play football. Oh, shut the fuck up. Like they don't cheat on SATs out there for Notre Dame. Notre Dame cares about winning. They don't care about what degree they plan they get. Um, but the big conversation is LSU supposedly the most desirable job out of all these schools.
And you disagree.
And I highly disagree on that. Yes, LSU lately, as in like because the last three out of the four head coaches have won national championships. They've recently had two Heisman winners. But the thing is, the team that you're inheriting, especially in the NIL era, it's not a good team. Really. You're not gonna you're gonna need a new quarterback. You're gonna need some new offensive wide receivers like that. You're gonna need a new defense, essentially. And you got to build from the ground up completely with this team. It's a big rebuild for LSU, honestly. Um, where Georgia, if you bring in a good head coach, most of those young players that are freshmen or true sophomores, true freshmen and true sophomores, you have a Heisman contending quarterback there.
You said Georgia. Do you mean
I
Florida?
mean, my bad, Florida. My bad. I'm sorry, Florida.
I was
Eh,
like, wait, what, is Kirby Smart on the hot seat right now?
Can you imagine? Big flip. No, at Florida,
Breaking news on Tuesday morning: Kirby Smart out at Georgia after beating the
mad
brakes off of Will
prediction. He goes
Brady
to
last week.
LSU. Yeah. But at Florida, you have a Heisman contending quarterback. You have young, like true freshmen, true sophomores all around that place. That Florida defense is legit. Seriously, a really good team. You just got to nail the head coaching hire, and it's a wrap. And that head coach is a national title contender. They are a playoff team, and especially on the SEC East, the weaker side of that division, the only team you got to worry about is the team I mentioned, technically Georgia. It's lit. All you got to do is worry about them. And I fully believe that that is the better desirable dream job. And also on top of that too, people act like Florida doesn't have a legacy. People tend to forget that Florida had Tim Tebow. They had a Heisman winning quarterback there. They have won multiple championships. Um, just as much as LSU did recently, if you're talking about since the 2000s. And I think they are very much set up for instant success than LSU is. LSU is a little bit more of a long term build. Like, I think the head coach that they're going to bring in now, they may have a worse record than Brian Kelly does this year, their first season. And that it's a more desirable long term job. And the crazy part is that Lane Kiffin is the hot commodity for all these jobs, and rightfully so. What he's done at Ole Piss is pretty legendary, to be quite honest. And the thing is, the funny part is they on SEC on ESPN, they said LSU's number one target, because technically they have FU money down there too, is Marcus Freeman. And I'm like, Marcus Freeman's only leaving for one job, and that job is not available, and that's Ohio State. And it would you would have to pay out the ass, which you already did and doing for Brian Kelly, and you're also going to repeat history. You're going to go get a Notre Dame coach who has not won yet and underachieved to come to LSU to do what? The same thing?
I also heard that my guy Kenny Dillingham was high on their hot board, but
Dude, I mean, it's weird because like it really is Lane Kiffin or bust for some of these
I do
colleges.
feel like the Kenny Dillingham feels like he's got something going at his alma mater right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he would hang up, but I don't know if
Oh, they'll
he'd
be
have the
entertained, but
gall to really
at the end
go.
of the day, it comes out. But how much fu money are you willing to pay? Right, that because these coaches are getting stupid contracts, bro. Stupid. Brian Kelly signed a 10-year contract. How dumb is that? Like, and it's I don't know. I mean, hell, look at UT. Not for nothing to even talk about another SEC job that it could potentially be open if Sark keeps bottling this up and he messes up next year with Arch. That job's going to be available. And if you're talking about a real job that you want, UT, I'm taking UT over any school there. And because I get UT and I'm at the SEC, they got a better alumni base. There's few and far between teams that I would take over LSU and Florida right now. And UT would probably be one of them. And UT probably would be available next year if Sark keeps messing these things up. But I think Florida is the most desirable job based on players and win now mode. I think you have Lane Kiffin should highly consider just going to Florida, winning a natty, and creating a whole rebuilding that Gator culture. I understand why LSU is desirable because technically you own Louisiana. Like you get to just recruit players out of the state of Louisiana. Texas is right there. You can get some Florida players where Florida has to compete with Miami, Florida State, USF this year. But I think Florida's the job because of the players they have there. But good luck, LSU. You hired a bum, you got a bum. Now you're bums, which is crazy because they had a great start to the season. They finally won their opening game, and now that A&M team is scary, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, let's get into those featured matchups from last week. Number 8, Ole Miss at number 13, Oklahoma misses Ole Miss 34-26 win.
Mm-hmm. Old Trinidad Winidad looking really good for that Ole Miss team. It's an Ole Miss team I would not want to face in the playoffs.
Yeah, now they're ranked number 7. Got a tough matchup this week, though. We'll get into that a little bit later. Or no, we won't. They're playing South Carolina this week, and they play tough in October. Shout out to Cocktober. Coming to an end though. It might be over. Number 4, Alabama at South Carolina. Bama wins 29-22.
Little bit of a scare in this game for all Alabama, but it's also
Like I
the
told you
SEC.
there would be.
Yep, a little bit of scare. It is the SEC any given Saturday, but Alabama remains at number 4. I mean, they look really good. They look really impressive too. These are the type of games that, like, kind of like how we talked about for the Buccaneers on the NFL side. That this is a team. Like this defines who you are as a team.
Just one of those things that, like, okay, you can hang in a rock fight. You don't have to.
Exactly. You can handle adversity.
Number 15, Missouri, and number 10, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt wins 27-10.
Great win for Vanderbilt in that culture. Nashville, I mean, it's a great city, and now you have a team to actually root for. You know, doing things that James Franklin could never have done at Vanderbilt. And Diego Pavia, I mean, legitimate in the conversation of Heisman contender. Like, it's very much
weekly
like
segment where we check on DraftKings.
yes, where this is the thing. He's kind of like it is very much reminiscent of Johnny Manziel in the sense that he will not wow you on the stat board, but the dude is just racking up wins.
He is 5th.
Imagine so. Julian Sands probably still up there.
Yep.
I'm guessing Ty Simpson is up there as well
Yeah,
too.
you got number 3 and number 2.
And number 1 would be I do not know who's the number
Mendoza.
one. Oh yeah,
And number 4 is Marcel Reed of A&M.
not a bad shout out for them too. That they're
Speaking of
absolutely
A&M, they beat
they're
LSU 49-25.
bro. It wasn't even close. Seriously, like you look at that scoreboard and it felt like 49-0 that game. A&M they got a bunch of dogs on that team, bro. Like it's man, shout out to Mike Elko. And like that was such a great hire. And like that team is rolling. That is a team I do not want to face. Seriously. What they did to LSU at LSU, that's a very tough place to play. And especially a night game. And to beat the brakes out of them, bro, it's good for A&M. Solid win. I mean, that's national championship type mentality right there.
Auburn at Arkansas. Our guy Bobby Petrino.
Oh
Yeah,
well,
real SEC throwdown. They
he needs
lose
to
by
go get
9, 33-24, but
he needs to get that volleyball girl. That's what he needs. He needs to find some local talent, get a motorcycle, wear a neck brace, have the
hire
neck
her
brace
in
game.
some weird office
Yeah,
job thing.
yeah. Just do what Bill Belichick did with his girlfriend. Hey,
Honestly,
here's a
what
book.
Bobby did was a little more respectable than what Bill did, but because at least Bobby Petrino didn't keep his balls in her purse like Bill does with this one.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Number 11, BYU at Iowa State.
Jeez.
BYU wins 41-27. Was looking a little scary at first, but BYU comes out on top.
Yep, it's going to be a very interesting Big 12 championship game.
Yep, that won't include my Arizona State Sun Devils. They lose to Houston 24-16. No Jordan Tyson, all the problems. They have all the problems.
The
That's
crazy
their third loss. They're done.
the crazy part is a former A&M quarterback. Did you know Marcel Reed, Haynes out there at Georgia Tech, and the quarterback for Houston, Connor Wigman, all three combined only have one loss. That's crazy for Texas A&M. The fact that Texas A&M quarterbacks are up this season. Houston. I mean, I also felt like Houston was a little bit
They
disrespected.
were.
They are not an unranked team.
No, now they're
They are
not.
not. They are not.
They're 21 now, I believe.
They should be higher than that. They should have been 21 last week or something around that.
Houston ended up being 22. Do you want to know who number 21 is?
Who?
Your favorite team, Michigan.
God bless them.
Number 23 is your guys at USC, but
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop rubbing it in before you start rubbing it in.
No, that's okay.
Colorado at Utah. Utah wins 53-7. They're
Is
firmly back in the mix.
Is Deion Sanders a fraud?
Maybe.
Yes. Can't
Just
win
low.
without a Heisman winner. Like, seriously. It's God almighty. He's not a good coach.
But the Big 12 is certainly interesting.
It sure is.
I wish I was in it. Now I gotta. Which bowl game they're gonna play? Oh, who's gonna play in the bowl game?
Mm-hmm.
We'll spend the remaining time of our after our featured matchups, whatever time we have left, we can talk about which team I should be pulling for to the end. Those are your review. Let's get to our previews. First game up, number 9 Vanderbilt at number 20 Texas. Arch Manning and concussion protocol. I thought I read.
That'd be good for UT.
They're a 1.5 favorite despite that.
Yeah, watching him play would put me in concussion protocol too. Vanderbilt should win this game. The UT almost lost to Mississippi State. Like,
well, I can't talk. I can't talk.
But yeah,
we actually lost to Mississippi State.
Yeah, Vanderbilt should win this game. Texas is favored because what they were preseason wise. Vanderbilt should win this game.
Home game too.
And this is also another game to me too, that if Vanderbilt wins this game, depending on how they beat them, like put it this way, Mizzo is a better team than Texas. I think. Vandy beat them 27-10. If Vanderbilt beats them 27-10, Sarkisian there's considerations of his ass getting fired. Like he is, that Mississippi State game was like, if they would have lost that, that's a conversation. If they lost to Mississippi State and then lose to Vanderbilt, that's a wrap. We're talking about another SEC coach receiving a check for not coaching.
And another high-end job right open.
I got Vanderbilt winning this game.
Number 5, Georgia at Florida, UGA -7.5.
Is this the week right? Because Florida didn't play last week. I believe, were they on a bye because they fired their coach Billy Napier.
Stand by. Georgia, Florida. Yeah, the last game they played was a win against Mississippi State,
which they fired their coach.
Yep.
Florida's winning this game. New coach, new vibe, and a rivalry game.
I gotta keep picking Georgia, man. They haven't let me down yet.
Yep. I got Florida upset. Upset alert.
Georgia wins, but Florida covers. Number 13, Texas Tech at Kansas State. Texas Tech -7.5.
Yeah, Tech's winning this one.
Yeah, this should not be close.
Yeah. That's the team you should cheer for. Why not?
Big 12 rival.
I wouldn't say rivalry, but I mean like I said, I'm only a fan of them for this year, and after that,
isn't their quarterback out for the year?
I believe so, but that kid is also pretty damn good, number 15 for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to win when your quarterback goes down. Just the vibe.
Yeah.
The vibe around the team just plummets. But they're thinking Hammond's going to return next week, but for now they're riding with what's that name?
Number 15. Yeah, he's really good. He's actually a pretty solid guy.
Well, Hammond is number 15, so it must be Morton that got hurt.
Morton's the one who got hurt.
All right. Well, Will Hammond, your time is now. Number 18, Oklahoma at number 15, Tennessee. Tennessee -2.5.
I may have Oklahoma winning this one.
I was kind of thinking the same thing, but Mateer has just been
that hand injury. Really, I'm telling you, I remember he was supposed to be out for a lot longer. He forced himself back to the UT game because obviously it's a rivalry game. Re-injured that hand, and then essentially came back again. Like this would have been the week he was supposed to come back healthy, completely healthy. And I think it's really sucks, man, because like that dude really hurt his draft stock, and two kind of hurt his team's chances. I really do.
Now they've lost 2 out of the last 3.
Yep, and I think but I do think Oklahoma's now they are a way better defensive team. I'm not really that big of a Tennessee like that.
Number 23, USC at Nebraska. USC -6.5.
Yeah, if USC beat Michigan and Michigan beat this team, I got USC beat Nebraska.
The Gophers beat Nebraska. I think USC's got it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the Gophers beat Nebraska.
Yeah, they did.
I'm still thinking about that they got their ass whooped by Iowa, but and then lastly, number 17, Cincinnati at number 24, Utah -9.5. Both these guys fighting to stay within striking distance of the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, and Cincinnati wins this one. This would put Texas Tech out of reach, almost. Yeah. Because Cincinnati's undefeated in the conference, and if Utah wins, Tech is really happy.
Yeah, the Bearcats are 7-1. Their loss was to Nebraska week 1. They played on a bunch of garbage, and then Utah is 6-2, just fighting for their lives.
Yep. Utah is literally like day by day.
If they win this game, Baylor sucks, Kansas State sucks, and Kansas sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice close for them.
For what, Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cincinnati wins. If even Cincinnati loses, they're still hanging in it. But their close is Arizona, BYU, TCU. So
For Cincinnati, yeah, then it would be the BYU game that Tech would hope for. And then now all of a sudden you have three teams with one losses and against BYU. And then now you're playing a really who's who of who's going to go. Because what? At that point, Tech hadn't played Cincinnati this year, right?
wish I still had it up. No,
Because I don't think they do.
no.
So that means the big argument is U of H is out of the picture because Tech already beat U of H. That is their one loss. So then you would go into the whole Texas Tech or Cincinnati. Who would you take to go in? And if Cincinnati has one loss in the conference and they lost to BYU,
Then BYU's undefeated.
yeah, BYU, and I kind of low key fully expect that at this point. It's BYU against Cincinnati or Tech. The only way Tech would have a statement over Cincinnati, it depends how well Cincinnati plays against Utah. If Cincinnati barely beats Utah, Tech goes in because Tech looked nice against Utah. If Cincinnati wins like 63-0, I'm just like you. Tech is going to have one loss and not be in a championship game, which technically would be like best case scenario for the Big 12 because that would have the best argument to have at least two teams from the Big 12 in, where I fully believe this year that Big 12 is only getting one rep. And it's whoever beats BYU or BYU themselves. So it's still interesting and it's still fun.
I'll take Utah just because I think they're more battle tested.
I've seen Utah smoke some people this year, bro.
I saw them smoke us with no Sam Levitt, but
yeah. But even with Sam Levitt, like I think that was it would be a closer game. But and poor U of H, if they look at this and they're like, dang, if we would have just beat Tech, but granted, Tech steamrolled the shit out of them on homecoming.
Yeah, they didn't really have a shot.
Yeah, like that is one game. Like I think Tech plays Houston 10 times, they're winning 9 out of 10. Like that game was so out of hand. But yeah, interesting. I mean, Big 12, I think is the conference that's not getting talked about the most, and we talked about it last week. I love the parity in this conference.
All right, shout out to us. We're under 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's go through the DraftKings just to kind of see what the odds are at as far as who's winning the championship.
Ohio State's probably number 1.
Yep, Ohio State plus 250.
Indiana 2.
Plus 600.
Number 3, now we're getting into what? A&M.
Number 4 plus 900.
Whoa, what they have Alabama above them?
Plus 700.
Yep. And then number 5 would probably be
Don't
Georgia.
Let my grin influence you.
It'd be Georgia?
Nope. They are number 7.
Number 5. I do not know who it'd be.
Notre Dame plus 1,000.
Out of here. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Are they ranked?
Yes, they're ranked. I mean, yeah, they're probably like top 10.
Oh, they're number 12.
Ah.
And they're playing Boston College.
Yeah, no shit. Cakewalk baby ass schedule that they got. Like nobody.
Can you imagine Boston College pulls the upset?
I would love Bill O'Brien forever. Please do.
He's so good.
Freaking fraud lame.
I'd like to see him beat Arkansas 56-13 with Bobby Petrino in the lineup. Like, yeah. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's a Texas A&M, Alabama, Indiana, and Ohio State. Like,
you don't believe in Oregon?
Yes, I mean Oregon and Miami are in like the same realm, right?
And Georgia.
Yeah, Oregon, Miami, Georgia, Ole Miss are like to me in the same realm.
And they kind of were. Ole Miss and Miami. Plus, there was only 100 points between them.
Mhm.
Um,
They just had a really bad Louisville game. Like that game was really bad, but I really don't think that's a reflection of what Miami is. I really don't.
Texas
It,
Tech is the last one within striking distance at plus 2,200. After that, you get Vandy plus 3,000,
see,
Texas plus 5,000, Tennessee plus 6,000.
here's the thing, right? So Alabama looked really bad against Florida State, right? And Florida State sucks this year. But how come they get the benefit of the doubt of being number 4 and like Miami, who loses to a good Louisville team and has one bad looking game, is all of a sudden like, yeah, we don't believe in this team all of a sudden. Like, I think Miami's
ACC,
still
I
set.
guess.
I still think Miami is still set up for a run too. I still think Carson Brackett's a good quarterback. They do got to bounce back. I mean, hell, Louisville's head coach is getting nods for the LSU and or Georgia job. I mean, or Florida job. Like he's actually a pretty decent head coach. Um, the only head coach that I would tell everybody to steer the furthest away from is the Iowa State head coach. I think Campbell is a good coach at Iowa State. I do not think he's going to be a good coach at a big program. I
All
think
these
he's the most.
all these teams on this list, what team I'd want to pull for? Vanderbilt's cool. Like
Yeah, shout out to Nashville.
Ole Miss is cool.
I think Lane Kiffin is such a meme. That would be an elite like natty pull.
I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends that are Georgia fans. I'd be happy for them.
Yeah, but that's also kind of like a boring pick.
I'm not
Like
picking Bama. No, fuck that.
that's also a boring pick. That's not fun. I'll tell you what teams that not to root for. Ohio State, that's boring.
Nope.
Notre Dame, as boring.
Fuck that.
Um, who else? Alabama's boring. Low key, Georgia's kind of boring. Um, A&M's a bit fun.
Yeah, but they have the male cheerleaders and just like I mean not
Yeah,
the male cheerleaders. It's the fucking they don't have cheerleaders. They have the other thing.
pep rally dudes.
Yeah, that I'm not here for. Out.
Who else is on there like that? Vanderbilt's fun, sure.
Yeah, maybe just cheer for Vanderbilt.
That or we just represent. Hey, whatever happens at BYU rocks with it. If they the Big 12 representative and they the only ones in there, shout out to my Cougars. I'm gonna be a Mormon too, baby. I'll rock with y'all.
Jesus Christ.
I'll drink dirty sodas too with y'all. Give me that Dr. Pepper with cream soda in it or whatever
Oh,
y'all
now
do.
you're getting dangerous over there. John
That's
Smith would be ashamed of what his good church has come to.
but no, yeah, I think it's just been a very interesting season. I really do think that this year there's not really there's no clear number one to me, despite what people say about Ohio
Despite what
State.
DraftKings says.
Yeah, but both me and you talked about that. I think like they just played nobody this year.
Ad
The hardest
nauseum,
team they're
yeah.
going to play is against Michigan,
And
and
if
this
they lose,
I would absolutely love that.
but
It'd
at
be
the
the most
same time, I like to see Michigan fans like cope with that too. Like, I think it's a win-win for us either way.
Oh yeah, but I mean Indiana would be sick. I think that's probably the team you should cheer for. Indiana, why
Indiana,
not? Yeah, Kurt Signetti, like getting a natty. That's so un the norm. You know what I mean? Like that's such a middle finger to
they
true
playing anybody this week?
powerhouses.
They playing anybody worth shit?
No, I don't think they play nobody at all for the rest of the year. Their toughest game is going to be against Ohio State.
So like, I want to like just kind of get a gauge on them. Yeah, they're 21-point favorites against Maryland at Penn State. I don't care. I can watch them beat the shit out of Wisconsin. I can get behind that.
Yeah, they're going to be.
Fuck the Badgers.
Mm-hmm. If they
And fuck
put it,
Purdue.
yeah, they're going to be. It's going to be them in Ohio State. That's the Big Ten national. The Big Ten title game is going to be the national championship, essentially. Like whoever wins out of that one is going to be it. I think the funny part is you may low key get championship games for the conferences to be better than playoff games.
As far as
BYU, Texas Tech potentially would be sick. Alabama, or no, because it'd be A&M or Georgia. That'd be sick. Um, then you would have what, Miami and Louisville rematch? No, it'd be Miami Georgia Tech. That'd be sick.
As far as
Um,
my favorite teams, Arizona State's at Iowa State.
mhm.
Doesn't mean anything.
It just means head coaching job hires. If you keep winning games, which one of these two coaches are going to get a contract thrown their way?
I want to keep Kenny Dillingham, but if he leaves, it is what it is.
You can't be mad at him for taking more money
Nope.
and bigger programs. You can never be mad at that.
Can't be mad at that. But I do think we have the fact that we're his alma mater. Goes a long way.
I think that always plays the biggest factor. It's so tough for a coach to leave when you're building such good culture, especially where they came from like Herm Edwards and all of them.
And Michigan State is traveling to Minnesota to play the Gophers. Gophers 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, Michigan State sucks this year.
I will continue to root for the progress of Drake Lindsay because he has a lot of good games and he has a lot of games you're like, he looks like a first-year quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Which was exactly what Iowa was last week and what Ohio State was a couple weeks ago. But could be fun. All right, let's wrap it up there. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We'll try to be better about using those. But Gerardo, anything to say to the fine people at home?
Thank you all so much for always watching and continue to watch us throughout our rookie season. And only going to go up from here. Like I always said, this first year, we're really testing a lot of things. We're going to remodel Caleb's room and everything. Like we are going to watch out for our second year. We're not going to have a sophomore slump here. I guarantee all that.
Nope. We are not Jaden Daniels. We'll see you all next week.
Adios.